assembled here to mourn the sad demise of Sri A.M. Ahamadi, former Chief Justice of India, Sri K.A. Swami, former Chief Justice of Madras High Court, and Sri Justice P. Shanmugam, former Judge of Madras High Court. Sri Justice A.M. Ahamadi was born on 25/3/1932 in Surat, Gujarat. Having received law degree, he enrolled as a district pleader in the Bombay High Court on 15/6/1954 and thereafter as an advocate of Gujarat High Court on 21/2/1962 practiced on civil and criminal side. He was appointed as a judge of the City Civil and Sessions Court of Ahmedabad on 30/3/1964. After serving as secretary to the government of Gujarat Legal Department, he was appointed as judge of the Gujarat High Court on September 2, 1976. As a judge of the Gujarat High Court, Sri Justice Ahamadi worked as chairman of the various advisory boards and also worked as member of the Ravi and Beeswater Disputes Tribunal and the Rajiv Langowal Settlement, Punjab Settlement. Thereafter, he was elevated to the Supreme Court of India on 14 December 1988. As a judge of the Supreme Court, Sri Justice Ahamadi was part of many Constitution Bench judgments, starting from a 5-judge Constitution Bench judgment in Charan Lal Sahu versus Union of India 1989, relating to the constitutional validity of legislation regarding the claims of victims of the famous Bhopal gas leak disaster. In that case, the 3-judge majority opinion was authored by Justice Mukherjee, while Justice Ahamadi agreed with a partly dissenting opinion written by Justice Ranganathan, saying that the old, outdated act should be drastically amended or freshly enacted and should contain appropriate provision for the payment of fixed minimum compensation on no-fault liability during the pending adjudication of the claims by a prescribed forum. In the famous Mandal Commission Indira Sani judgment, Sri Justice Ahamadi was part of the majority judgment of the 9-judge bench written by Justice B.P. Jeevan Reddy. We cannot forget Justice Ahamadi's concurring view to the majority judgment in the S.R. Bommai case, where he commented on secularism under the Constitution. He stated that India is a country with a rich heritage. Several races have converged in this subcontinent. Consequently, these diversities have thrown up their own problems, but the early leadership had showed wisdom and sanctity in tackling them by preaching the philosophy of accommodation and tolerance. In October 1994, Sri Justice Ahamadi was appointed as 26th Chief Justice of India. After serving for 2.5 years, he retired in March 1997. Justice Ahamadi, as a judge of the court, has made huge contribution to the legal profession in several states to take care of the service conditions of the officers and staff of the state and central government departments. Administrative tribunals were created. The law relating to the Central Administrative Tribunal said that as against the order passed by the Central Administrative Tribunal and the State Administrative Tribunal, appeal would lie to the Supreme Court. Since the citizens were deprived of approaching the state high courts and going to the Supreme Court would also cause heavy expenditure and would also delay the remedy, a 7-judge bench of the Supreme Court, headed by Justice Ahamadi, accepting the arguments advanced by the Madras Bar Association in the case of L. Chandrakumar versus Union of India, has ruled that the power of the high courts as a constitutional courts cannot be taken away. And holding so, Justice Ahamadi restored the powers of the high courts to entertain the appeals against the order passed by the Central and State Administrative Tribunal. As a result, the lawyers practicing in the high courts were greatly benefited in getting more briefs in filing the appeals before the high courts. This great contribution by Justice Ahamadi to the legal fraternity all over the country cannot be overlooked. After retirement, Sri Justice Ahamadi became Chancellor of Aligarh Muslim University for 2 terms. Sri Justice Ahamadi was the Chief Trustee of the Bhopal Memorial Hospital Trust for a period of over 10 years, which was essentially meant for the victims of the gas tragedy. During his tenure, the hospital was very effectively administered and rendered true public service. Sri Justice Ahamadi was a highly respected jurist, not only in India but also internationally. He was invited by various organizations, including the United Nations and the World Bank, to lead special projects. He received honors from several renowned legal institutions, including the American Inn of Laws and the Middle Temple Inn of Hon'ble Society of Middle Temple, London. He also received 6 honorary Doctor of Law degrees from some of India's most prestigious universities. Sri Justice Ahamadi showed his courage and conviction in upholding the constitutional culture in our diverse system and ensured that the spirit of diversity in the Constitution is not nullified by giving certain interpretations which go against the spirit of the Constitution itself. Apart from his role as a Chief Justice of India, Justice Ahamadi contributed actively to the field of arbitrations until the end of his life. Mrs. Amena Ahamadi, wife of Justice Ahamadi, passed away in August 2022. Justice Ahamadi also has joined her within 6 months, that is on 2/3/2023. His son, Senior Counsel Sri Musaif Ahamadi, and daughter advocate Ms. Tasneem Ahamadi will carry forward his legacy. Sri Justice K. Swami was born on 20th March 1935 as the third son of Srimati Kudalamma and Sri Janaya Swami at Ketagara in Yelpurga Taluk in Raichur district. He had his early education up to intermediate at Gulbarga and obtained BA degree in the year 1954 and LLB degree in the year 1956 from the Osmania University and also MA degree in political science from the Delhi University in the year 1958. He had all along a brilliant academic records. When his native district of Raichur became an integral part of the new state of Karnataka on 1/11/1956, he moved to Bangalore and got enrolled as an advocate on 10/6/1960 and joined the celebrated Chambers of Justice Sri U.S. Malimath, who served as Chief Justice of Kerala High Court and Karnataka High Court, and then as a chairman of the Central Administrative Tribunal, and thereafter as a member of the National Human Rights Commission of India, and later headed the Committee on Reforms of Criminal Justice System. Thereafter, Sri Justice K. Swami set up an independent practice and became one of the most successful advocates of the younger generation. He was a member of the State Bar Council in the year 1972, and then he was chosen to represent the State Bar Council in the All India Bar Council, and in that capacity he came to serve on the latest disciplinary committee and also a trustee of the All India Bar Council Trust. Sri Justice K. S. Swami was elevated as a judge of the High Court of Karnataka on 1/1/1979, where he served for about 14.5 years with great distinction. Endowed with rich and abundant common sense and varied experience, he had rendered decisions in almost all branches of law and constitutional matters. Later, he was appointed as the acting Chief Justice of Karnataka High Court twice on 1/7/1992 and 25/6/1993. After serving about a year in that capacity, he was appointed as the Chief Justice of this High Court on 1/7/1993 and served as the Chief Justice for nearly 4 long years. We are living in a highly mechanized life in the internet era. Everything, including domestic and household work, are being done by the robots in Europe. Slowly, the set culture has also entered India. As a result, when we eat, drink, breathe, we are prone to the risk of environmental pollution. Anticipating this pollution risk, to avoid the pollution risk and for a clean environment, Justice K.A. Swami has created for the first time Green Bench in the Madras High Court, and today we call it as National Green Tribunal, which instill a great sense of awareness in the public relating to pollution, besides creating a greater responsibility on the industries which cause pollution. Justice Swami has thus made a great contribution to the people. Sri Justice K. S. Swami is known for hard work and for rendering speedy justice. He had dealt with a wide variety of cases covering different subjects. There had been a number of important judgments rendered by him. His hard work and good work have gone down in history of this High Court and will be well remembered in the legal world for centuries. On retirement, Sri Justice K. S. Swami actively involved in consultancy and arbitration. He was a member of the Indian Council of Arbitration and empaneled on the panel of judge administrators maintained by the Indian Council of Arbitrators. He was nominated as chairman of an expert committee constituted by this High Court to inquire and report regarding pollution control, effluent treatment practice, and remedial measures for pollution control for a plant of Tamil Nadu Newsprint and Papers Limited, Karur district, and the report submitted by him on 2/12/1999 was accepted by this court. Sri Justice K. S. Swami unfortunately passed away on 14th February 2023 at the age of 87. He is survived by his wife, Mrs. Sushila Devi Swami, two sons, namely Mr. K. Sarath Kumar and Mr. K. S. Swami, and two daughters, namely Dr. Sobana Swami and Dr. Savita Rajgiri, were all well settled in life. Sri Justice P. Shanmugam was born on 17th March 1942 at Thiru. He had his early education at Avinashi, Coimbatore, and graduated from St. Joseph College, Trichy. During his college days, he had taken keen interest and had been an active member of the NCC. After having graduated in economics, he did his MA Industrial Relations in Loyola College, Madras, and passed the same with the distinction. After having obtained the PG degree, he studied law in Madras Law College and passed the BL degree examination with distinction. Thereafter, he pursued his higher studies in law and obtained postgraduate diploma in criminology and forensic science from the Madras Medical College. Though he had passed BL degree earlier, he had been pursuing his higher academic distinction in legal studies, which had delayed his enrollment. Sri P. Shanmugam was enrolled as an advocate on 14/9/1968 and joined the office of Thiru P.R. Gogulakrishnan, who later became judge and acting Chief Justice of this Chartered High Court, and thereafter as a Chief Justice of the Gujarat High Court. After the elevation of Honorable Justice P.R. Gogulakrishnan, he joined the office of Thiru G. Ramasamy, former Attorney General of India. When he was working in the office of Thiru G. Ramasamy, he came to be appointed as a part-time lecturer in the Madras Law College in the year 1970 to teach international and constitution law. Sri P. Shanmugam had held the said post for nearly 22 long years, namely till 1992. Thereafter, he established his own office and had been practicing on the civil and constitution side. In the year 1994, he was appointed as additional government pleader in the High Court, and later, during the same year, came to be appointed as additional government pleader exclusively for education matters. He was thereafter appointed as a special government pleader for education, and he continued to hold the said post till his appointment as judge of this Chartered High Court on 17/10/1994. As an advocate, he appeared in a number of important cases which have been reported in various law journals. Moreover, our High Court, in writ petition number 6503 and 6504 of 1992, reported 1992 writ law report 716, has appreciated the work done by Justice Shanmugam as an additional government pleader, which is given as under. Out of the cost of rupees 5,000 awarded, a sum of rupees 1,500 shall be paid to Mr. P. Shanmugam, learned additional government pleader, towards his fees, but for whom the fraudulent and unfair conduct of the writ petitioner would not have been unearthed and brought to the notice of this court. The fee of rupees 2,000 is fixed by the court to Mr. P. Shanmugam, taking into consideration the excellent work done by him in protecting the interest of the state. In yet another case, in writ petition number 677 and 678 of 1994, in which the constitutional validity of the Madras University Bill, Annamala University Bill, and Tamil Nadu University Bill 1994 was challenged. Our High Court, placing on record huge appreciation and encomium, recognized his able assistance rendered by him. These two judgments themselves speak volumes of his ability, learning, and hard work. After serving as judge in the Madras High Court for a while, he was transferred to Kerala High Court, where he carried with him the reputation of the Madras High Court and kept the flag of this High Court high throughout his tenure in the Kerala High Court. On 5/3/1994, he was retransferred back to this parent High Court. Thereafter, he demitted his office on March 6, 2004. Post-retirement, Sri Justice P. Shanmugam served as chairman of Central Administrative Tribunal, Principal Bench, New Delhi, and he was also appointed as Commissioner of Inquiry to inquire about the Chennai Law College students' class and took into the phone tapping controversy that arose after details of the recorded conversation between the higher police officials surfaced. He was also appointed as an interim arbitrator of Pachayappa's trust to handle its affairs. From 2009, he served as court-appointed administrator of Victoria Technical Institute, Chennai 2. Sri Justice P. Shanmugam was polite and soft-spoken. After some brief illness, unfortunately, he passed away on 13th December 2022 at the age of 80. He is survived by his wife, Mrs. Sakuntala, and two daughters, namely Manju and Ponmani, who are well settled in life. We convey our heartfelt condolences to the families of Sri Justice A.M. Ahamadi, former Chief Justice of India, Sri Justice K.A. Swami, former Chief Justice of this High Court, Sri Justice P. Shanmugam, former Judge of this Court, and I, on my own behalf, and also on behalf of you all, pray the Almighty to give them the strength to bear the loss with equanimity. As a mark of respect to the departed souls, we shall observe silence for 2 minutes. In honor of the departed souls, there will be no court sitting for the rest of the day. A registry is directed to send a copy of this reference to the bereaved families.